begin the breakfast bulletin with breaking news. This is regarding one of the most chilling terror crackdowns in recent times, a terror module that stretches across states and cities and even professions. A total of 15 arrests and 3 fresh detentions have been made, uncovering a disturbing network involving not just foot soldiers but doctors, also lab technicians who allegedly radicalized some youth. From Kashmir to Faridabad to Saharanpur, even Lucknow, investigators are now piecing together a terror web that had the capability, it seems, and possibly intent to strike within the country. 15 arrests have been made, 3 more detained. So far as this investigation is concerned, Akhil has been tracking the latest developments for us. He joins us live currently. Right, we're just waiting for Akhil to join us in a few moments. Anushka's with us at the moment with the latest updates. Anushka, so in total, 15 arrests and 3 more people have been detained in this case?
That's right, 15 arrests have been made and 3 more people have been detained in this case of the terror module, a web of people who are in fact using this particular place, the Al-Falah University, which is at the epicenter of this particular incident. We'll try to show you some visuals also of this university, where since yesterday we are seeing a lot of police movement here. A lot of people have in fact gone inside to check whether or not more and more people were in fact involved and had known about this incident that would take place on November, that day that the incident happened. We're also showing you the visuals here. This is the Al-Falah University where Dr. Muzammil Shakil and his female colleague Shaheen was in fact staying from the past 3.5 years. Shaheen is said to be from Lucknow and Dr. Muzammil is said to be from Pulwama. Now this is an entire modus operandi which involves white collar terror module and syndicate of highly trained medical professionals who are in fact involved in the blast that happened in Chandni Chowk that day. Also, what we are getting to know, the fresh information is that barely few kilometers from here is the place where Muzammil was in fact had taken a rented accommodation on September 13th. Muzammil came during the day to rent a room and brought his belongings there the same evening. Muzammil had paid 2,400 as a 2-month advance valid till November 13th, and after that Muzammil never returned to the room. 4 days ago, Muzammil told Hazi Madrasi, who was the landlord, that 2 people from Kashmir would come to collect the belongings kept in the room. Now this indicates that this was a pre-planned process. After Umar got to know that his associates were arrested, he came into panic. He developed explosive prematurely, took it to Chandni Chowk, and he was in fact also visiting several other places in Delhi NCR, mainly Mayur Vihar, Connaught Place, Sunehri Masjid, and after that he reached Chandni Chowk around evening. 6:19 PM is the time when he reached Chandni Chowk, and after that the blast took place, which has claimed lives of 9 people so far. This is the Al-Falah University where Muzammil Shakil, who is also one of the prime suspect, was in fact living from the past 3.5 years. He had rented an apartment where previously Faridabad team and Jammu and Kashmir team in a joint operation had busted a long explosive overhaul. As many as 2,900 kilograms of explosives were found here, after which the police had in fact done a major crackdown, not just in Jammu and Kashmir but also in Faridabad. Now the links go as far as Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh, and we are seeing that major arrests have been made. Few people have been detained. 15 arrests and 3 people have been in fact detained is what we are getting to know from our sources. Over to you.
Anushka, thank you so much for joining us with that crucial update from the Al-Falah University. The big question at the moment, how far-reaching is Al-Falah University's link to this module? Whether it's limited to these individuals or deeper is something that authorities and officials are currently investigating. Akhil Jamil is also with us, joining us live from the Red Fort premises at the moment. Akhil, what do we know about the emerging structure of this module? We do know that there have been 15 arrests, 3 detentions. Do we know who was at the top? How was it coordinated across states? What are the latest details you can disclose as we speak?
Well, if you see the latest breaking that we are getting right now, that one more person has been identified by the Jammu and Kashmir police team, and his name is Tajamul Ahmad Malik. He's being questioned right now by the Jammu and Kashmir police team. He has not been officially arrested so far. Right now, he's being questioned. So if you see so far what we have seen, that 15 formal arrests have been made and 3 more persons have been detained earlier by the Jammu and Kashmir police team. And if you see in this very case, what we have seen, that as a joint operation by the Interstate state agencies. If you see, Faridabad crime branch team was also involved in it. Saharanpur police team was also involved in it. So right now the investigation is at a very preliminary stage, because if you see when that incident took place, since then what we have been seeing that the central agencies, the state agencies basically have taken the material evidence from different locations. If you see, CCTV camera footages have been recovered from Faridabad as well, and from the road which the main accused, the suspect, basically traveled from Faridabad towards the national capital area in Chandni Chowk area. Here you can see behind me the visuals of that very location where that unfortunate incident took place in the national capital. We are at the very spot at this point in time, and if you can see, the rapid action force still have been deployed over here, and the NIA investigating team is inside the very premises over there. So right now the case has formally been handed over by the MHA to the NIA. So the NIA central agency is being investigating the entire case. So right now the details from the Delhi police special cell team, the crime branch team, and the district police team of the North District has handed over all the details to the NIA. So right now the ball is in the NIA court to investigate further from here on.
Akhil, thank you so much for joining us with all the crucial details at this point. We'll of course revert to you for the latest from Ground Zero. The big unanswered question at this point: why wasn't this module detected earlier despite such high-risk elements operating in cities like Delhi? Meanwhile, new details have also emerged as far as the I-20 car is concerned, which was involved. In fact, in the latest, a CCTV footage from Faridabad Sector 37 has surfaced, in which Umar is seen followed by one of his associates who has a bag on his back. We're just going to play out those visuals for you. The man with the bag is said to be Tariq, a resident of Jammu and Kashmir and a close associate of Umar. Sources have told us that the I-20 car was parked at the Al-Falah University for 11 long days, something my colleague Akhil Jamil has also reported on. It was on the premises of the Al-Falah University from the 29th of October until the 10th of November. In fact, police sources have told NDTV that the car, while reaching the Red Fort area, was spotted earlier at Connaught Place and Mayur Vihar. So the police are also following the leads and trail as far as these pit stops are concerned. In terms of the registration certificate of the car, well, that states that it was registered in the name of Salman in the year 2014. And the registration certificate states that he was the second owner of the car. Now, when police contacted Salman after the blast, he said he had sold off the car to a man named Devendra, who's a resident of Okhla. Devendra sold it to a man in Ambala, who later sold it to Amir in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama. You see the trail here? So from Amir, the car went into the hands of Dr. Umar Muhammad, who worked at Al-Falah University in Faridabad. Investigators have identified the route the white I-20 took before reaching the traffic signal of Netaji Subhash Marg, which is the site of the blast. Akhil is also with us for further clarity as far as the pit stops and tracking the trail and the car's ownership is concerned too. Akhil, what are the latest details that investigators have revealed regarding the pit stops that this car made while it was in Delhi during a course of 11 hours on the day of the blast? And what details have emerged about the ownership trail?
Absolutely. If you see, the ownership kept on changing, but what was the reason behind it? Because if you see, what we have been seeing is that for the last several months, that car was found in Faridabad. And apart from that, if you see, there is one more fact that has come forward, that from October 29 till December 10, for the last 11 days before the very incident, what we have seen that this car was placed in the Al-Falah University campus. So what exactly that car was doing over there? Who placed that car over there? And was there any explosive material placed before the day of the incident when that incident took place? Was the explosive material placed inside the car on October 29th, or was it placed on the day when that incident took place on November 10th? So these are the questions being investigated by the central agency NIA as of now. So the initial details have come forward in that direction, but right now the information that we have received from the Faridabad crime branch police team that the car was in the Al-Falah University campus for almost 11 days.
As always, thanks so much for joining us with the latest details. Do stay on with us for the next crucial update as well. Well, new forensic revelations in the Red Fort blast probe are now exposing just how sinister and also calculated this act was. Over 40 samples have been collected from the site, including 2 different kinds of explosives. One of them, likely ammonium nitrate, the other even more powerful. Now, add to that, live cartridges have been recovered from the scene. That's the latest coming in as further details emerge. 2 cartridges, explosives are among the over 40 samples that have been collected from the site. Akhil is with us for further clarity at this point. Akhil, does this point to an armed, potentially coordinated terror attack in the heart of the capital, as per the latest that officials have declared? We seem to have some trouble connecting with my colleague Akhil at the moment. That's the latest we're tracking. We are, of course, waiting for forensic officials to describe what exactly has been recovered from the site, and are these cartridges traced back to any particular weapon or any known terror outfit's arsenal. The latest we're tracking, new forensic revelations in the Delhi blast probe that are exposing just how sinister this act was. So basically, over 40 samples have been collected from the site. Now, this includes 2 different kinds of explosives. One of them is likely to be ammonium nitrate, our sources have indicated. Now, add to this, live cartridges have also been recovered from the site. This is pointing to a potentially coordinated attack. We are, of course, waiting for an official statement from the NIA regarding the ongoing probe. So as per our sources, high-grade explosives were used in the Red Fort blast. This apart from ammonium nitrate fuel, and findings of the initial probe suggest it may have been accidentally triggered while a hastily assembled explosive device was being transported following the busting of an interstate terror module. Officials have said this. Further, the post-mortem has shed light on new information about the substances that were used in these explosives. As per our sources, preliminary findings from the autopsy show that there was no splinter or traces of explosives, and that most likely modified explosives have been used. But probe agencies are still confirming the type and the source of explosives. We are, of course, waiting for an official statement as the NIA has officially taken over the probe. They have collected samples from the site and they will submit a report shortly to the Home Ministry. Initial investigations have also shown that the explosion was triggered by panic and it was not intended to go off at the time. By the way, you must also note that cops have also said that the IED was not properly assembled, as I just mentioned. We have breaking news coming in at the moment that we're tracking on NDTV 24/7. Another doctor has been detained. Earlier, we had reported at the beginning of this bulletin that there have been 15 arrests and 3 people have been detained. The latest we're tracking at the moment, another doctor has been detained in Jammu and Kashmir. Dr. Tajammul Ahmad Malik, working at the SHMS hospital in Srinagar, has been detained. He's a resident of a village that is close by. He is currently being questioned by the cops. We are, of course, waiting for our reporters to join us at the moment with further clarity regarding this latest detention. As per our sources, high-grade explosives were used in the Red Fort blast. This, apart from the ammonium nitrate fuel, and findings of the initial probe suggest that it may have been accidentally triggered while a hastily assembled explosive device was being transported following the busting of an interstate terror module. This is what officials have said, but the latest we're tracking at the moment, Dr. Tajammul Ahmad Malik, who was working at the SHMS hospital in Srinagar, is now being questioned by the cops, and Dr. Tajammul has been detained. 15 total arrests and 3 people had been detained earlier. The latest we're tracking, Dr. Tajammul has now been detained by the cops in Jammu and Kashmir. Meanwhile, as far as the latest details are concerned, investigators have identified Maulvi Irfan Ahmad from Shopia in South Kashmir as the mastermind who blended his dual identity, that of a preacher and a healthcare worker, to reach educated youth. This exposes the nexus of how this plot was carried out, and sources have told NDTV that Imam Irfan Ahmad played a crucial role in radicalizing medical students, including key suspects like Muzammil and Umar. Sources, in fact, also suggest that the investigations reveal he was influenced by Jaish-e-Mohammed and regularly showed terror videos to young people. In fact, this is source-based entirely, and sources have told NDTV that one of the key suspects in the blast case, Dr. Muzammil, had rented a room in Faridabad on the 13th of September for 2 months. However, he never returned to the room. 4 days ago, Muzammil had informed his landlord that he will vacate the room and that 2 people from Kashmir will collect his belongings. The module was reportedly financed by a suspect named Shaheen. Irfan also made several international calls, including to Afghanistan, sources have informed NDTV. Akhil is with us with all the latest details. Akhil, so investigators have identified Maulvi Irfan Ahmad from Shopia as the mastermind who blended his identity of a preacher and healthcare worker to radicalize young people?
Well, absolutely. If you see, arrests have been continuously going on in this case, and if you see, one more person has been detained by the NIA team, and right now that person is being taken to the Jammu and Kashmir, and if you see, that person is being held from Mewat region, which comes under Haryana. So right now he's being questioned by the NIA team in this very investigation. And earlier, if you see, what we have seen, that one more person has been detained by the Jammu and Kashmir police team regarding this very investigation. That person has been identified as Dr. Tajammul Malik. So Dr. Tajammul Malik, one more doctor name has come forward during the very investigation. So far, if you see, what we have seen, that initially there were 15 arrests that have been made and 3 more persons were detained. Now what we are seeing, that 2 more persons have been detained. So over 20 persons being questioned by the NIA investigating team, which is investigating this entire case, and the Jammu and Kashmir police team to basically unearth the Jaish terror module that has been functional in the not only in the national capital region, but it's an interstate module, because if you see, one more arrest was made from Saharanpur district of Uttar Pradesh as well. One arrest was made from Haryana's Faridabad as well. So right now the matter is being investigated. It's an interdisciplinary agency investigation which is being investigated, and in this case what we are seeing, that over 20 people being questioned by the investigating officers.
As Akhil is reporting, over 20 people are currently being questioned by relevant authorities, I beg your pardon, as the NIA has overtaken this probe. Meanwhile, in a stunning revelation, a link has emerged between the blast near Delhi's iconic Red Fort that killed 9 people and the white-collar terror module that was busted by the police teams of Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana. The ones behind this attack are highly educated. Just listen into the details.
Educated professionals, doctors, and radicalized. The involvement of Kashmiri doctors in the Delhi blast has brought to fore the stunning new dimension to the terror ecosystem in India. The white-collar terror ecosystem, as the Jammu and Kashmir police called it after arrests of doctors Adil Ahmed Rathar, Muzammil Shakil and Umar Mohammed. These doctors were arrested after prolonged investigation after Jaish posters started appearing on the outskirts of Srinagar. Adil Rathar was arrested from UP Saharanpur and Dr. Muzammil from Haryana's Faridabad. The recovery of 2,900 kgs of bomb-making material from Dr. Muzammil's 2 rented houses in Faridabad sent shockwaves across the country and the security establishment. A female doctor, Dr. Shahina, from whose car ammunition was recovered, is the 4th suspected member of Jaish-e-Mohammed's Faridabad module. Shahina is believed to have been tasked with establishing a Jaish women's wing. The Doctors of Terror network expanded to Lucknow as ATS raided the houses of Dr. Parvez, who is believed to be Dr. Muzammil's friend. He was not found at his home and a hunt is on. The Hyundai car driver who executed the suicide blast in a car in Delhi on Monday evening is also a doctor and worked with Muzammil and Shahina at Faridabad's Al-Falah University. Sources in the security agencies told NDTV that Jaish chose doctors for its nefarious designs as no one would suspect them. This marks a sinister shift from conventional militancy to a new challenge where educated professionals from Kashmir living in cities are being tapped by terror groups to execute attacks. NDTV Bureau Report.
Meanwhile, as the probe intensifies in the Delhi blast case, the focus is deepening as far as the Al-Falah University is concerned in Haryana's Dhuj. It's the same university which is prominently linked to the Faridabad terror module. The university came under the scanner after 3 doctors linked to it came under the spotlight after the Faridabad terror module was unraveled. These 3 doctors are Muzammil Shakil, Umar Mohammed and Shaheen Shahid. Muzammil and Umar are from Kashmir and Shaheen is from Lucknow, and all 3 had been working at the Faridabad hospital, investigators have revealed. According to our sources, all 3 were working as senior doctors at this university-cum-hospital. And as a result, investigating agencies conducted a large-scale raid in the university in which all CCTV cameras were scanned by the investigators. And as per our sources, at least 52 doctors have been questioned, after which 3 more doctors from the Al-Falah University have been detained. The university had been established in the year 2014 by the Al-Falah Trust, and 40% of the doctors of Al-Falah University are from Kashmir, our sources have indicated. Well, the Red Fort blast probe has taken a chilling turn. Sources have now confirmed that Dr. Muzammil and Dr. Umar, the 2 key accused doctors, had conducted a detailed recce of the Red Fort in early January. Not only that, investigators have now uncovered a disturbing timeline as well. January 26, Republic Day, was allegedly on their radar for a possible strike. And in case if that wasn't alarming enough, Diwali was also being considered as a potential target window. Absolutely chilling details coming in at the moment through our sources. A major revelation was made during Muzammil's interrogation. Dr. Muzammil and Dr. Umar had conducted a recce of the Red Fort. They conducted a recce of the Red Fort in the first week of January. These are the latest revelations NDTV has accessed. We are, of course, waiting for our reporters to join us with further clarity on the specifics regarding Dr. Muzammil's account of matters. Sources now confirm that Dr. Muzammil and Dr. Umar, the two accused doctors, had conducted a detailed recce of the Red Fort premises earlier on in January. And not only that, investigators have now uncovered a disturbing timeline as well. Diwali was also being considered as a potential target window. Akhil Jamil is joining us with further details regarding the latest revelations. Akhil, take us through all the latest details that have come to the fore.
Well, startling evidences have come forward during the investigation and the interrogation of Dr. Muzammil. If you see, earlier what we have seen that Dr. Muzammil was arrested by the cops, and in this case right now what we are seeing that his interrogation is going on, and during that interrogation he has revealed that some information regarding the plot, basically how he and Dr. Umar basically planted the entire plot in connection with the case, and they have recceed several places across the central Delhi region. And if you see in that very part, what we have got to learn that the Red Fort, the Lal Killa, was also part of that entire plot. So in this very case, what we are getting to learn from the Delhi police sources that when that entire plot was planted by those individuals, at that point in time they have not got the clear timing from the module handlers that when exactly they needed to basically commit this crime. And if you see, one of the sources in the Delhi police has also confirmed this to us, that they were also keeping in mind the Diwali season, the festive season which has been going on. But why did this very incident took place post Diwali? So there could have been some delay in that regard. So that is yet to be ascertained by the Delhi police, that why there was a delay from their part. So right now, if you see, Dr. Muzammil is being questioned by the investigative agency officials.
Well, any surveillance footage from the Red Fort back in January reviewed to confirm their presence so far?
So if you see, that CCTV footage has not come forward yet, because if you see, these CCTV footages have been basically, it's very likely that Delhi police team is going to recover those CCTV footages, because it's a very, it's a data that is basically recovered long back. So that needs to be ascertained with the help of Delhi police, that when they have recovered those data and were there any kind of suspicious that has been found apart from that, in those CCTV footage, was that car being seen by the investigators or not? That is yet to be ascertained on that part. But if you see, what we have been learning from the Delhi police sources, that from Faridabad region, if you move towards the national capital region from the Badarpur area, once you cross the Badarpur toll plaza, then you enter into the Delhi area of Mohan Estate on Mathura Road, and then you move towards the New Friends Colony Road towards the ashram, and then from that area towards the Bahadur Shah Zafar marks towards ITO, and then you come towards this very area where right now I'm standing. This is the very location, very spot of Netaji Subhash Marg where that incident took place. It's barely approximately 150 meters away from where we are standing. This area has been cordoned off by the security force. Here you can see in the visuals of the NDTV camera that rapid action force is still deployed over there. That area has completely been cordoned off, and still we can see that if you just go towards that side, you will find that several NIA officials and apart from that, forensic team is still there. They are collecting more and more evidence from the very spot to gather more details regarding the very investigation.
Akhil, as per the latest details our sources have disclosed, based on the investigators, do we know, were these men in Delhi on the 26th of January as in Republic Day, and did security agencies miss the earlier attempt and their presence?
See, that is yet to be confirmed by the Delhi police sources. But as of now, because if you see, this entire module was not only a Delhi-based module. This was not a one-state plan. The information that we have received from the Jammu and Kashmir police team, the Haryana police team, and the Uttar Pradesh police team, because it's an interstate module. Apart from that, it's a transnational module. Because if you see, some of the people in this case who have been arrested by the Delhi police team, who have been arrested by the Uttar Pradesh police team and the Haryana police team, they have said during the questioning that they were in touch with those Pakistani handlers and Afghanistani handlers via encrypted messaging apps. So that's a big question mark on that part. So once those details will come out, that since how long they were in touch with each other, then only these details will come out, that when exactly they were planning to commit such kind of heinous crime on the soil of the national capital.
Akhil, in the details that you've shared through your sources as well, you've mentioned something about Diwali. Can you shed further light on that aspect?
Absolutely. If you see a few weeks back, what we have seen that the festive season has just gone by, and if you see, this module has been going on for a long time. And while we have been speaking to the Jammu and Kashmir police senior officials, they have said that if you see, approximately 18 days back, Dr. Adil was arrested from UP's Saharanpur district, and then he was taken on transit remand to Jammu and Kashmir police team. So if you see, the module has been functional for approximately 1 month or so for the last 40 days in the NCR region as well. So it's not only limited to the national capital, this was pretty functional in the Saharanpur region, which comes in the UP's western district area. So right now, the information that we have also received that the Meerut police team and apart from that, the western region police team has been also looking for some of the suspects, because if you see, the initial information was received with the help of technical intelligence by the Jammu and Kashmir police team, and they have said that the location of the suspect, one of the suspects in this case, was identified in Saharanpur. And then after that, one unit of the Jammu and Kashmir police team was dispatched from JNK towards UP's Saharanpur, and then Dr. Adil was arrested from Saharanpur, and then he was taken and he was arrested in the month of October. And if you see, the incident took place in the month of November, and if you see, there was a larger gap, approximately 15 to 20 days of gap. So during that period, these terrorists, these hate mongers have been basically spreading their messages across several groups, and they were in constant touch. Because if you see, in this case, what we have seen, that one more person who has been arrested has been identified as Dr. Shaheen. Dr. Shaheen hails from Lucknow. She was living in Faridabad, and she was held basically by the security forces from Faridabad itself. And if you see, Dr. Muzammil was also arrested from Faridabad. So it's a interstate module of Jaish-e-Mohammed that was functional, and that is being investigated so far by the Jammu and Kashmir police team and the Faridabad crime branch team and the UP police team in an interstate cooperation.
Akhil, do stay on with us as I recap all the crucial details you've just reported on. The latest revelations regarding the Red Fort blast probe. Sources have now confirmed to NDTV that Dr. Muzammil and Dr. Umar, the two key accused doctors, had conducted a detailed recce of the Red Fort earlier in January this year. Not only that, investigators have now uncovered a disturbing timeline as well. January 26th, as in Republic Day, was allegedly it was on their radar as well. Diwali was also being considered as a potential target window. Do note, these are details disclosed by our sources at the moment. Akhil Jamil has been tracking all the latest revelations for us. Akhil, do we know whether any explosives, any firepower, anything was sourced or moved around these dates that are being mentioned?
Well, absolutely. See, these are the details and nuanced detail of the investigation. So if you expect from the crime branch team to give us the direct details that when exactly and how exactly they were locating, tracing the suspect's location, that is not going to happen. But if you see on the investigation part, what we have gathered the information from the Faridabad crime branch police team, that initially they have recovered approximately 300 kg of explosive materials from Faridabad on one date. And if you see again later on, what we have seen, that 2500 kg of explosive material were recovered, and again what we have seen, that 100 kg material were recovered. So in total 2900 kg of explosive materials were recovered from different locations. So the moment what we have seen, that initially JNK police received all those information after questioning some of the suspect in this case, who happened to be Amir, Yasir, Maqsood, Irfan, Zamir and Adil Ratar. So So if you see, these persons, these terrorists were being questioned by the Jammu and Kashmir police, and with the help of that, they have shared this information with the Faridabad Crime Branch police team, and in a joint operation, several raids what took place in the Faridabad region. After that, they have recovered such a large amount of consignment from Faridabad.
Akila, as always, thank you so much for taking us through all the crucial details, the crucial revelations that have emerged. We'll, of course, revert to you for regular updates from Ground Zero. Well, the blast near the Red Fort was no isolated attack. It has emerged that the Jaish-e-Mohammed is linked to this attack, with the epicenter being the Al-Falah University, with several of the accused, including the alleged suicide bomber, being linked. Now, that I-20 car that we were talking about, the one playing out on your screens, that was parked at the Al-Falah University for 11 days, as per the latest details that Akil Jamil has reported regarding. Over 52 doctors from the Al-Falah University in Haryana's Dhuj have now been questioned. Here are the details.
Terror attack in the national capital and a Jaish-e-Mohammed terror module linked to it. The crackdown began with Dr. Muzammil Shakil's arrest, a Pulwama-based faculty member at Al-Falah University. 2,900 kgs of explosives, ammonium nitrate, an AK-47 rifle and ammunition were recovered from his room. The module in Faridabad unearthed big terror conspiracy. Muzammil's associate, Dr. Shaheen Shahid from Lucknow, is in custody. She was running Jaish-e-Mohammed's women's ring in India. And Umar Mohammed, a suspected suicide bomber who allegedly blew himself up in the terror car. All of them were employed at Al-Falah. The university, which is nothing but a terror factory hidden in the heart of Faridabad. These doctors were members of radical doctors groups that coordinated every single thing on Telegram. Faridabad clearly was the factory and Delhi was the target. An AK-47 style rifle, a pistol, dozens of live rounds, 20 timers and remote detonators. Every sign of a plot in motion. With this, one thing is clear. Jaish has its tentacles spread in the city of Faridabad, but the big question is, how deep has the terror group dug into our cities? Bureau Report, NDTV.